Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Fiscal Philosophy YouTube channel. I consider myself to be a value-oriented investor, and as you saw in the title and thumbnail, I recently placed a purchase order for $1,000 of Realty Income stock. You might be asking, why Realty Income and why now? I'll get into that in a moment, but we'll also be going over the fundamentals of Realty Income, some potential valuations, and later on, I'm going to have a pretty big announcement for the channel as a whole, so make sure you stick around for that. Let's get right in. I placed the purchase order for $1,000 on M1 Finance in my YouTube portfolio. The YouTube portfolio is one where my viewers actually select the stocks that I purchase, and this was done for 1,000 subscribers. At the time of the deadline for the poll, Realty Income and Medical Properties Trust were tied. I sat and waited for somebody to cast the tie-breaking vote, and when they did, they voted for Realty Income, so that was the stock I ended up purchasing. Realty Income is a real estate investment trust that trades under the ticker symbol O. They've branded themselves as the Monthly Dividend Company and even gone so far as to trademark that phrase. So while they may not be the only company out there that pays a monthly dividend, they certainly have done the most to tie their identity to that monthly dividend. Speaking of that monthly dividend, they typically increase it multiple times per year. They are a dividend aristocrat and have actually done over 120 dividend increases in the time that they've been publicly traded. The recent slowdown in dividend growth is now offset by the higher than usual dividend yield for this company, being over 6%. The payout ratio on display here is based on GAAP net income, which is frankly not a measure that's really used in evaluating REITs because REITs experience a lot of paper losses for things like depreciation of their assets. So, looking at the payout ratio in terms of funds for operations would be more useful. Their dividend of just over $3 per share eats up only about 75% of their $4.07 trailing 12 months FFO per share. Considering that REITs have to pay out 90% of their taxable income to shareholders, this actually, in my mind, leaves them pretty well covered as far as their dividend goes, with room to grow. Realty Income also boasts an incredible credit rating, which allows them to have access to cheaper capital. This includes receiving a rating of A3 by Moody's in 2017 and a rating of A minus by Standard & Poor's in 2018. Share price of Realty Income has fallen over 25% year to date. Some might call this a falling knife. REITs as a whole have suffered during this period. This is partly because of higher interest rates. Higher interest rates mean that your risk free yield on treasury bonds is higher, so some money will come out of higher yielding REITs in order to go into safer investments. It also makes the debt that many REITs hold seem a lot riskier because of the prospect of refinancing them at higher interest rates. Another slightly more recent drag on the Realty Income share price is their announcement that they intend to acquire Spirit Realty Capital. This acquisition is at a premium to Spirit Realty's balance sheet, so they're paying more than book value. But Realty Income claims that it will be accretive to per share adjusted funds from operations and therefore create value for shareholders long term. As for Realty Income's valuation, they're currently trading quite close to their own book value. They usually trade at quite a hefty premium to their price to book due to their high quality, excellent management, high credit rating, perceived low risk, etc. But currently, they're actually only just slightly above it, which for Realty Income looks rather cheap. The current consensus from analysts that follow Realty Income is that it is slightly in the buy rating territory. The current 12-month price forecast shows a low of $48, a high of 74, with an average of mid 60s. Personally, it traded at mid 60s for a long time. I always believed that that was a bit stretched on the valuation. I do think Realty Income, you could argue that they deserve a premium, but even somewhere in the mid 50s, it would still be pretty premium based on the value of their assets. And so while I wouldn't have faulted anyone for getting in when it was in the mid 50s, I still thought maybe there were better opportunities out there. Remain patient. It just happens to be a coincidence that my viewers picked Realty Income at a time where the stars seem to be aligning and it's trading more in line with its assets and also close to the low analyst target. The primary purpose of this buy was to celebrate my channel hitting this milestone of 1,000 subscribers. So if you're not already, I think you should subscribe because what's coming next, I think, will be very intriguing. I mentioned to you guys at the beginning of the video that there was going to be a special announcement. So the announcement is this. Every 1,000 subscribers we gain from here up to 10,000 will be an additional opportunity for you guys to pick and vote on stocks for me to buy in this YouTube portfolio. That's right. 2,000, we're going to be doing another $1,000 purchase. 3,000, another $1,000 purchase, all the way up to 10,000 subscribers. You guys may be wondering what happens at 10K. Well, at 10K, the price of poker is going up. We're going to be raising the ante. At 10,000 subscribers, you get to pick a stock. I have to buy $2,500. And at various 2,500 subscriber milestones from there, it'll be the same all the way up until 20 or 25K. I'm not sure which, at which point we'll reevaluate and possibly up the ante even more. This structure differs somewhat from the original one that I came up with. I decided to alter the structure a bit just to give you guys more opportunities to choose the stocks, as well as just create more satisfaction and engagement amongst you guys, my audience. If this video gave you a high level of satisfaction, feel free to do a tombstone pile driver on that thumbs up button, subscribe to catch all my videos, join us on Discord, link is in the description, and continue the conversation. Also, if you're interested in M1 Finance, where I do this portfolio, I encourage you to join them through my referral link in the description. If you join and deposit $5,000, you and I each get a free $100 on the team at M1. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful day.